call this meeting to order. It is Wednesday, January 22nd, 2025, and we're here to discuss duty handgun for retiree donation and a sheriff's office review quote for the Sally door. And I'll turn it over to...
Yeah, we'll start with the handgun thing.
Okay.
That's for spike angle.
Okay.
It's pretty standard. We don't have a lot of people retire from the office, but when we do, we typically issue them their handgun.
Okay.
Everyone I've seen there so far has had it issued to them. And that just pretty much takes an approval from the BOCC.
Okay.
Then I have to do the inventory release form.
Okay.
And then we have to turn it over to the hardware store normally, and they'll help us out. And that way they can do the proper paperwork and documentation
Okay.
for the feds.
Yeah.
And then pretty much transfer it over to Spike.
Okay.
So he's put in a lot of years for us, a lot of time, and that's the typical gesture for them. He's requested not a big to-do for himself because he'll get emotional. And so we're going to do a little private thing for him, and probably just like a breakfast. And we made him a little shadow box with just some little stuff in there, handcuffs and that kind of stuff, and then pretty standard to give him his handgun too. So
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve this release of the handgun for the retiree.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries to release the handgun for the retiree. And next thing, Sally door.
Sweet, my turn. All right, so our Sally door doesn't work anymore, but manually. And we started having issues approximately a year ago where dispatch usually controls the doors for us when we arrest somebody, or if medical needs to come in and take care of an inmate and take somebody out. It's I have to say probably about six months ago now it completely stopped working. Tried keeping it local. I had Silver Valley Door come in and look at it. We had to have an electrical company come in and look at it, a computer technician, and they all worked together with our maintenance man and figure out a quote to get that door up and running again. And it's super important. Like, I had the maintenance man put a hand lock on there, so it latches lock so you can't open it from the outside. But if an inmate was sweeping the Sally port and realized that door just had a hand lock on it, they could open it, run out, and then we'd have other issues. Also, it just causes a lot of problems as far as safety and security, trying to bring an inmate in. So a lot of the patrol deputies are now having to pull into the North Sally and then back their car in. And when you have somebody kicking and screaming in the back of the car and you're trying to back into a small area, it can be kind of a pain in the butt. It's nice. It's nice having dispatch to be the only ones that can control that door.
Yeah.
So for a few months now, Silver Valley and computer tech and the electricians have been talking, trying to figure this out, troubleshoot the problem, and they came up with what to do to fix it. And it's all on this piece of paper here. And the quote that I got from them is, fix everything is $3,959.06. And so I'm just requesting that we be able to have the funds to get this door fixed so we can be up and operational again.
Okay. Do you have room in your budget for maintenance funds on that?
Enough to cover us through the year for little things. I can't even remember what our maintenance budget is off the top of my head. I apologize.
I think we potentially could cover it in the jail budget.
Okay.
And it'd be okay. It's kind of pushing when you start getting over that 5,000 to 10,000 unexpected expenses, but 4,000, I think we can probably eat it and be all right and not get too crazy. But
Okay. Now, it looks like the biggest expense is, it appears that the
motor has to be
motor
replaced.
has to be replaced.
Yep.
And then also, you guys, it must be computerized, huh? You must be able to.
It's controlled from the dispatch center, and that's standard at pretty much at every jail you go to. You pull up to the side port, you ring the buzzer, and the dispatch controls, verifies who you are, and lets you in. And
This isn't like any regular garage door opener.
No.
It has security and everything that goes with it.
yeah,
And it's probably a heavier door.
For the most part, I mean, I can lift it by hand, but
Yeah, well, it's got private springs.
Mhm.
yeah, I know it is. And I think part of the issue was that motor got hit by an oversized van probably like 3 years ago.
Mhm.
And we got it repaired then, functional, but it's never been right. Yeah, and what happened was the van came in oversized, loaded with about 15 prisoners, and when the prisoners got out, the van raised up, and then when they took off, they just took a bunch of stuff out. So, yep,
Was it a
it was another.
federal van or state van?
I think it was might have been Kootenai County,
think it was.
or it could have been the state. Yeah.
Darn it.
Can we send them?
We'll send them.
I know. Well, at the time, it was we probably spent $1,000 then to get it operational.
Yeah.
Back then,
You probably never imagined it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's just totally quit functioning.
Okay.
Well, do they need our vote if they're spending it out of their own budget?
Yeah, I think we have to, anything over $500, that's in our the policy, so let's go ahead and, so you just have one person and that's the,
Yeah, I noticed in here. I just written the fine print that it says high voltage wiring not included. I don't know if that's because there's already high voltage wiring they intend to
Okay.
use that's existing, or if there's going to be a little additional expense. But I'm hoping it doesn't go over this.
Okay.
And that's
okay.
so. I just noticed that earlier this morning.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
So there may be more.
yeah.
I did talk to our maintenance man about
Uh-huh.
that to see if he could confirm that for me last week, and he called them up and he said that this is their quote. But we also know how things get lost in translation as well.
Okay.
So I wanted, because I brought that up to him, he says, well, I'll call him up, and he came back to me about an hour later and told me, called him up and said, no, that's the quote. My understanding, yeah.
All right.
Like I said, I can't confirm that either 100%.
Okay.
I tried.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if an electrician's gonna have to come in and wire again. And that's what I'm wondering what that little side note means.
Okay.
Does it currently have high voltage too?
I didn't look up for it. It's got,
220.
Yeah,
it's gotta
220
be,
would be the
that's
only
it.
thing I
Maybe the only
think.
thing that building.
That's about as, I couldn't imagine a garage door opener being any bigger than that.
You
Yeah,
don't have single phase or
Three
you have
phase or-
single phase. You don't have
3-phase, right?
three.
No, I don't
It
think.
shouldn't be too difficult, I wouldn't
No,
imagine.
I wouldn't imagine either. Yeah, 10 gauge wiring or, yeah. For 220. Okay. Yeah, I don't see that either, so. Do you have any other questions or concerns at this point? Any questions?
No?
Any questions from you? Okay, I'd entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the repair of the door for the estimated amount. The
Okay.
understanding that there could be something additional in the future.
Okay,
I second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. You go ahead and proceed with repairing the door.
Perfect.
Yep, all right. Any public comment?
Yes. I would just question, can our maintenance man tear the opener out and haul it to the mill ourselves and save some money? Doesn't quote what that cost is, but it is included.
Yeah, I mean, he could, but that'd probably get pretty time consuming for him.
Well, we're already paying it.
Yeah. He has other things he can be doing.
And the other question I got, safety building, which I would think that would be what this falls under. You have $20,000 in your budget for maintenance. Jail, you have 5,000, so you're pretty well wiping out the jail maintenance. Why wouldn't you use the fund that really what it's for is a safety building?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. We'll just pay for it out of the safety building one.
Okay.
Go from there. Typically in the past, there was always like that capital expense line in there that would
Yeah.
cover kind of these unexpected, like $5,000 things that would break
Mhm.
everything in a jail is expensive to
Yeah.
repair. Like it's like there's no like $200 repairs. It's everything's ridiculous what
It's
they're
like the
charging.
locks that you guys had to just.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
for the plumbing parts, it's,
Mm-hmm.
So a question I just have naturally on you.
Mm-hmm.
When you guys have issues over there in the safety building, like for instance, that garage door, do you bring that to the board's attention when it happens?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was something we thought they would. We just be able to get we had to get the right people there together in the same.
Right.
Took like 3 different
Yeah. Took a while.
companies in the same room because there's a lot of moving parts to get it to work on the consoles of dispatch and an electrician in there and everybody and them all figuring out exactly what was wrong first. And then we probably should let you guys know sooner we were having all those issues. And that we're working on them, so we'll just try to do better with that. And it was one of those things that just kind of kept on going and getting delayed and taking forever to coordinate everybody in there and figure out what was going on.
okay.
So
Yeah, I would be appreciative. Just
Yeah,
so
and-
I'm
and
in
I-
the loop.
yeah, I mean, even if we're spending out of our budget, I just want you guys to be aware when we're spending this kind of money
Exactly.
Yeah,
on what we're spending it on.
Yeah.
The issues that we're having. So
appreciate that.
Perfect.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, any further questions or concerns? Think we're good? Okay. Motion to adjourn the meeting. Don't have to motion it, but adjourn.
all right.
I'm still trying to be